Let me go ahead and put this out. All right, so I don't know. I always get pulled onto some interesting panels, and it was I was just sitting. I was sitting there. I wasn't really holistically all there. And as I was sitting on the panel, what I'm saying? It was a bunch of dudes. They were talking about they were talking about women and all the woes of women and all the shit. And I was like, why did y'all call me for? What did y'all call me for about? With I really didn't give a shit. You know, I can't do uh hateful ear candy porn for that fucking long. I just can't. I can't sit there that long. Listen to hateful ear candy porn for that long. Like I'm like, god damn it, dude. My brain just it doesn't have the capacity to sit there and listen to mofos talk about some shit, that long. And what threw me off was when I was listening to the dudes that were talking, the shit that they were bitching about was the same shit that they had going on for themselves. And I was looking at them like, wait, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? How are you gonna complain about fat women, but the good proximity of y'all dudes on the panel were fat? How y'all gonna complain? I literally just heard a dude's parent in the background. You know what I'm saying? He was like, shh, be quiet. And I'm like, nigga, what? Like, and I'm like, okay, all right. This is getting annoying, man. This is getting fucking annoying, man. Like, I'm getting annoyed, like, two and two are like a yield. Like, and then you'll hear some people say, well, the state of black women and this and that. And I'm like, I've never heard men bitch about women so much. But then again, I'm trying to understand there are some mommy issue unresolved mother issues going on, man. There are some unresolved womanly issues going on. This is why I can never take this space holistically serious. The dudes that complain about the women are the same source of proximity of what they hate. They're the same proximity. Broke, fat, colorist in themselves. It's different fragments of shit I'm seeing going on, man. And I would always wonder, like, what goal do you have? They'll start talking some shit, and I would always wonder, like, yo, like, so when do you do your self assessment? When do you actually get your shit together? Don't worry. I'll be doing a panel. I'll be doing a show about it. Black people are poor panel. Oh, I can't wait to do that one. The black people are poor, and always comparing them comparison to the white man. I can't keep on doing the woke weepawisms and shit. I can't. I'm not poor, and I don't compare myself to the white man every second. I think those are some insecurities that are protruding on panels. And then when you ask people, well, how are you living? How are you? What are you doing for yourself? They don't like to reflectively look at themselves and ask themselves, well, this is why my life is the way it is. I'm noticing the dudes that talk the most about game and all kind of shit live in like 1 or 2 bedroom apartments. Hairlines are receding and shit. They're not dating the baddest bitches. They're really not. And keyword, they're dating a bitch, and they'll say it's a bad bitch, but you're either A, living with a woman who already has kids, B, you're not even you don't even got your holistic life together, and then also we go down to C. They always go on this diatribe of the reason why they're failing is because that of the woes of a fucking woman. Like something about themselves as a man is why they can't get their shit together. And at some point, when I started to notice that the main people preaching this doctrine of woe is me as a black man, black womenism and shit, none of these motherfuckers were in shape. None of these dudes had their shit together, and none of them had an intact family. Let that set in. All the dudes that were holistically talking about family, none of them had a fucking family. And that's the thing that blows my mind. These same dudes that watch these Kendra G's, Cynthia G's, all these whatever fucking G or whatever A women and all this shit, they watch the women obsessively. And I never can understand why would a man give a fuck what a woman has to say if that's not your woman. And this is why I say like you can't take the internet that serious. You holistically can't. This is why whenever they try to bash at the younger men, and don't get me wrong, a lot of the younger dudes that do come into these spaces, majority of the dudes that are populated in these spaces are in their 40s, mid 30s, and I would probably say 40s, mid 30s. I mean, the other dudes who are coming in that are like in their early 20s, they definitely have some like subverted like psychological issues, man. And so you're starting to understand like this is not the top of the bear. This is not the top of the crop black men in these spaces. I'm gonna just be honest. This is not the top of the crop black men in these spaces. It's not. It's not. I have fun cracking jokes, but at some point, when you start realizing, yo, man, like you're not gonna make me feel bad about my life. I hold the keys to my own life. I don't sit here, you know. What's going on, Mo? Like, and the thing about it is, a lot of these men give too much power to women. They'll either blame women or racism of why they are sucking at life. They'll blame women or men of other cultures why they are failing at life. If they cannot conquer their environment, they'll say, well, it's because of the women. These women do not want to yield their power or look at that ratchet woman. The women, they'll name Cardi B's and Meg the Stallions or some type of, mind you, these same women have other men that hang with them that they go to go sign their contracts. But somehow this drone of a man will want other men to fuck with them. This is not the top dude at a department. This is not the top dude that's running his life. They might tell you, "Well, I got a nice apartment," which is cool, and I hope you would. But when I watch a lot of these dudes always complaining about the birth rate, it's always some kind of bitch Olympics, and that's a call. That, I might just call it that, the bitch Olympics, because they'll keep on going. There's no end to that of the doggone gravity of how they won't ever get their shit together. They just won't. That's why there's safe spaces where for them to go to, and that's fine. Like I get it. Y'all need a safe space for y'all to go to, so that way y'all can go complain that these women ain't shit. These women are this. They'll do this and that. And I'll be like, well, then explain y'all fucking baby mamas. Explain y'all people that y'all fuck with. I mean, I crack jokes from time to time, but this YouTube shit is not that serious. See, it's interesting. I know people say, well, they don't got a cam up and all that stuff. What you don't have to. But I find it very hypocritical that all they're doing is watching through a lens and commentating on other people's lives, because deep down inside, their lives do not reach that. Like, and that's the thing that always burns me. The motherfuckers will run the bitch Olympics and one of John Madden other people's shit. But then when you say, well, then let's put up the mirror to you, they get fucking greasy. Then when you see this, they don't like it when they get put out there on Front Street. I had this drunk bum ass old dude talking major cash shit to me. But when the motherfucker opened up his closet, the dude only had 6 outfits in his closet. And the most proficient thing he had to show was an old military uniform. And I'm like, would you shut your broke ass up living on a social security check? And see, this is why I have a problem with a lot of these fucking bum ass dudes that work as candy stripers and fucking goddamn work at, it's like some mediocre delivery men. You constantly bitch about women in society, but yet you're not even projectors. You're a projection of what you hate. Trust me, B&T is not drunk. I'm not high. I'm not belligerent. I'm just sitting here. I was sitting here just working in my office, and I was like, damn. My brother just asked. He said he just asked me. He said, "Why do you hang with self-loathing bum ass people?" I said, "Excuse me." He said, "No. Why do you hang with self-loathing?" He said, "You start becoming that of your environment that you allow to speak amongst you." And I said, "Fuck, I am." Like a lot of these dudes are done. I saw and learned everything I needed to learn during COVID. You had it where these obese loser ass motherfuckers were hoping society was going to crumble. Do you know how low that is? You wanted society to crumble so that way women would come to you. So in other words, if everybody loses everything, that means the women would have to fuck with you. This was never a societal issue. See, this is why I loved it when they did that manosphere meetup. And you started seeing all these psychologically fat, fucked up mentally people there at a meetup. There were no young, in shape men there. There were no well to do men showing up. Like, they did not have no state of the art equipment and shit. No, dude, they went there. They did not. It was not what you thought it was going to be. It was not what you're going to thought. And that's not me. That's not me dissing anybody. But it's a reality check of where this place is leading. See, as you start getting older, you start realizing, yo, man, I think the dudes that I looked up to were full of shit. Because no matter what, you can keep on blaming everything around you. But when do you look at yourself? Well, we had a guy who made $4 million. That dude didn't even want to fuck with y'all. And that says a lot that the most highlight of a lot of these people's lives is that of a man living through the life of another man. Do you know how low in your life you would have to be? I mean, I'm just asking that. Like, I holistically am asking that question realistically because I kind of find it refreshing. And shout out to the Blur Cartel, Zell, Khan, Hollywood Sensei. I enjoy when I talk to those young brothers and when I listen to them and how balanced and well grounded they are. I don't think I give them enough credit. They work, they're doing what they need to do in their lives and their family. And when you come to them about certain stuff, especially in these talking spaces, it always makes me smile. I like to play devil's advocate just to get a reaction out of them. And how they say, well, if you don't like that woman, why are you bitching about her then? Move the fuck on. And see, that's how I know the younger generation of men have a disassociation with these particular type of men. There is a psychological breakdown with the black man today. There is a psychological breakdown. Oh, we already know the woman is fucked up, but we definitely know there is a psychological breakdown of the black man. And so you have it where the younger man, he's having to choose. Damn, do I want to follow these older dudes? Do I ground myself and get my shit together? And it's like no matter what you say or do, it's never enough. Now, we're not asking you to be Chads. We're not asking you to be multi-millionaires. We're not asking you to be some dude that's a gym junkie or anything like. I'm not. That's not my stake. But I am asking, if you're going to talk shit, please live up to the bar of what you're preaching. If you're going to talk shit about the welfare state, but here you are living just above the poverty line, you're going to talk shit, but you're living with your parents or an elderly person. You're hoping that your grandma or your mom, whenever they die, you get their house. Please shut the fuck up. You're talking shit about the home, yet you got multiple bastard babies out there in the streets. You're probably going to have to shut the fuck up. You're talking shit about submission, yet you don't even have a home or a pot to piss in. What's going on, Angels Army? This is why I have an issue. At some point, it comes to that of self accountability. It comes to that of, are you trying to do better for your life? And time again, a lot of men are going to start waking up and start making decisions. I think we're understanding that a lot of men are starting to see that a lot of these dudes are very judgmental. No, and I know somebody will say, "Oh, here you go, BMT. You're running defense for the women." No, I'm just actually just calling out the buffoonery. See, you have it where if you're going to bitch about that of the environment, what are you doing to cultivate that of the environment around you? I'm going to. I have to ask that question. What's going on? What's going on, Super Mike? What's going on, Ted? What's going on, Cool Kamasi? You can't keep on saying that I want X, Y, and Z. And then I ask you, so what money do you have to put up for it? I never complained about that of, I never bothered to complain about that of how I am. I didn't like that of the church. So I stopped going. I saw no need for it. I could have my own spiritual guiding stone. If I didn't like my environment, I saved up my money and I moved out. If I didn't like that of the women I was dealing with, guess what? I raised the standard of my expectations for myself. Stop dealing with those type of women. If I didn't like my economic situation, guess what? I started stacking my money. I worked 1 to 2 jobs. I busted my ass. I didn't need YouTube. I didn't need people to tell me. I didn't need people to read to me bedtime stories of it's going to be okay. It's other people's fault. No, man. I just understood that as a man, that guess what? Accountability is key. You'll have dudes running around saying black women are fat, but then I'm like, well, what are you, you fat fuck? Hold up, dude. How you talking shit about them? You can't bitch about the broad, but god damn it, you know what I'm saying? You got, come on, man. Come on now. And we all know it's true. Listen, a lot of men, if a woman were to bend over and they could get away with tapping that, dudes would do it. Dudes would do it. As long as I've been alive, dudes have secretly been banging chicks that everybody said, well, I wouldn't bang that. But if they know they could get away with it, they would do it. They would do it. They would do it. I've seen it time and time again. They talk a lot about fat chick, but they say nothing about Big Mama. Your aunties, your aunties, your cousins, your sisters. Oh, here we go. You're using that. Oh, hold up, dude. I gotta look at the surroundings of what y'all have around y'all. The same dude that y'all talked about that talked about body and all that shit. There was literally was a fat woman singing at his goddamn funeral. Ain't no hot model was singing there. And see, that's the thing about it. Y'all all I never understood that. Y'all the same dudes that say that they don't like superficial fake women, but that's predominantly what they look at. That's holistically what they look at. So you want superficial, you just want it on your state, on your estate. That's why I be calling cap. You don't like the welfare queens, but then when you're asked, well, what system made by you as a man that you're building, motherfuckers get mad. Motherfuckers get mad at you. They'll start talking about some politics and the white man and black women don't want to listen to them and all that other shit. But I'm like, hold the fuck up, dude. I didn't ask you all that bitch shit. I asked, what are you doing as a man? What do you got going on for you? All that foreign shit I've been listening to for goddamn the past few months. Every time I start talking logically about what you could be doing as a man, it's like the excuse fucking Olympics startup. Like, and I'm like, what the fuck? Is there a horn being sound? Like, and I'll be sitting on a panel and I'll be like, what the fuck are these dudes talking about? Like they'll start talking about how empowered these women are and shit. And I'll be like, yo, dude, I don't have these problems. I don't have these problems. I don't have these problems. Well, that's because you submit to women. No, motherfucker, it ain't I don't submit to women. I just don't give energy to shit that don't have nothing to do with me. If you have these problems, shout out to my homeboy Mo. Mo has a beautiful family. Mo raised his kids. Mo has a beautiful fiance slash yeah, fiance. My bad. When he did after that, guess what? He moved on. He moved on to a different type of woman. And that's it. Mo doesn't get hooked up or caught up in all that other shit. At the end of the day, guess what? He raised his kids, raised his family, moved the fuck on, man. Like I don't get it, man. Like I really don't get it, man. Like y'all put too much energy into women that y'all don't fuck with. And then y'all start getting some diatribe. And I'm gonna tell you right now, it is a content creator hustle. It is a content creator hustle. A lot of these content creators they don't practice what they preach. They're full of shit. They either start doing some kind of biblical talking point of how they doing this and doing that and Jesus and all that stupid shit, or they'll start getting on talking, or they'll start talking on like either A, they're gonna cape hard and allow a lot of bullshit to pass, or it's like always the extremes. I swear to you, there's always some extreme. Like there's never a fucking balance. And see that's the problem I do have. Like it's like you can't have a balance. Like you can call out bullshit on both sides, and that's the thing about it. I think I think a lot of men. But I'm gonna tell you why a lot of dudes got mad at me. I'm gonna tell you why a lot of dudes get mad at me. I don't give a fuck to pander to their feelings. I mean, I sat on panel listening to a lot of black men, and they'll be like, "Well, I see the reason why I would ever want to deal with a woman." I'm like, "Nigga, are you gay? Are you gay?" Like, I don't get no enjoyment sitting on no panel for hours just talking with fucking men. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not built like that. I don't, I don't care to do that. Time to time when I'm bullshitting, if I'm just like, listen, if I'm bullshitting, if I'm playing on my video games, I'm already killing time. I don't feel like talking to my friends on PlayStation. I will get online and I'll entertain y'all. Aside from that, no, I really don't. I really don't. Like I don't even believe. I'm gonna tell you right now, and then this y'all take it for whatever y'all want to take it for. I don't believe 60% of the shit I hear on YouTube. I think it's all cap. I really do. And you'd be a fucking idiot to believe over six. If you're believing the people who are running with 60% of the shit that's being said on social media, they're fucking idiots. Unless there's a transcribed, I mean, like a whole, like I've seen very few channels that actually have something worth a fuck that can get you something prominent in your life. Talking about bitches all day long and talking about IG and pussy and racism. What has that done for y'all? I have to know within 7 years, how has that helped your life? How has that helped you how has that helped you benefit in your life? Shout out to my homie Big Dude. You know how many times this man has talked about mental health, physical health, talks about finances. He's brought a psychologist on there. You think that brother gets the amount of views he should get? I'm like, bro, you're wasting your time. Don't even make it a black thing. Just make it a people's thing. And I'm telling you right now, that was one of the worst things I ever did was be stuck in the black algorithm. That's one of the worst things I did. And see, I'm gonna tell you right now, they'll shame you if you don't make it a black thing. Like they have a patent over you. They'll try to shame you if you don't want to make it a black thing only. So you don't like this. Just like if a black woman says, I don't want to deal with black men. Black men are this, black men are that. I'll be like, then why am I listening to you? Which I don't. I don't. If once she says she don't fuck with black men, I'm like, okay, cool. That's fine. I wasn't fucking with you. So why are you telling me anything? And I ain't gonna lie, don't worry, I'll be doing that conversation earlier. Like I found that shit so weak when I saw a bunch of women jumping on a marriage panel saying, "Black man, what are you gonna do if the white man does this?" And I'm like, here we go again. Then I'll be like, well, black woman, what are you gonna do if a white woman does X, Y, Z? Oh, right, we have the history books to prove that. Nothing, nothing, not a fucking thing. So all this racial talking bullshit that motherfuckers like to use and shit to try to shame other people, y'all are full of shit, man. Y'all are full of shit. You'll have dudes who think we don't like fat chicks, but I'm like, nigga, you're fat too. What are you talking about? You're fat and you're hairy. How are you talking about them? You're no different. Stop it. You got dudes talking about welfare systems, But a lot of these motherfuckers, they're not living that very well in life. Right. What are you gonna say? You got a car? You know, niggas love talking about how they got a good car. They love their cars. They love their trinkets. They love their jewelry. I went to Jamaica. I went to the DR. Nigga, that's a cruise ship. What you talking about? It's only $350. Y'all get happy going to a goddamn spotted hotel. Like, fucker, like that's not that big of a deal, man. Dudes get happy when they join the military and they get to travel a little bit, but they're not really that. They're not really doing that well in life. That's why I said, man, y'all really need to slow down with some of this shit, man. Like maybe that's because I don't get easily impressed. I don't. I don't get impressed with motherfuckers showing me a fucking woman on YouTube. I don't get impressed with people showing me car keys. I don't get impressed with people showing me a bottle of liquor or pulling out weed or cigars or literally wearing name brand clothing. At the end of the day, I'm like, then if you have all that good shit going good for you, why are you still on here bitching? Why are you still complaining? If your life is so fucking good, why are you complaining? Well, you make it, we can't talk about it. And I mean, at some point, you start understanding. And I gotta tell y'all, a lot of y'all content creators, y'all gotta stop hanging with fucking losers, man. Y'all really need to. I get it. Y'all just want to have people around y'all. You're trying to get your views. You're trying to get your sub count. You're trying to get your super chats and cash app. Some of y'all, you know what? Let me shut up. I get it. Some people are financially hurting. They don't make the amount of money that they could make. That's not me shaming them. I don't want y'all to think BMT shaming people. I get it. You're placating the narrative to a falsified church. You want them to pay you for you to pretend you give a fuck about their problems. It looks so raggedly. Looks so raggedly pathetic when I see a bunch like over 100 men in a chat bitching about women. I mean, I get, you got these weirdo women, pseudo women in the chat. That should be hilarious as fuck. Women be talking about, oh, black men are this and that. They bow to the white man and all that dumb shit. And I'm like, I don't listen to them crazy bitches. Those same bitches are single mothers or goddamn women with no kids and all that other shit that go around with vitriol and hate. Nobody, listen, I don't give a fuck about them. Never have, never will. Hell, somebody could dead them in the street. Wouldn't be my problem. And I said what I said. If somebody could dead them in the street, that would not be my problem. You're not my problem. You didn't fuck with me. I don't need to fuck with you. I'm on one. I've always been on one. And I hope y'all do clip that. BMT said, oh, if a black woman gets killed in the streets, he don't give a fuck. Yes, I don't. If you don't give a fuck about me as a black man being shot in the street, why would I give a fuck about you being shot in the street? Keep the same energy, bitch. You asked a very good question. BMT, can a man that gets an SSI check stay with stay with mom that's overprotective can get with women? Yes, it is possible. There is a woman literally out there, and I've seen it done. I kid you not, Ted Matrix. I have seen women move in with a dude who collects SSI checks, gets his SSI check, and get food stamps. I shit you not. I have seen a woman literally. The mother had a apartment, and the dude has a girlfriend, and he gets an SSI check. I think what was it, like $800? Damn, split up $800 for. That's pretty much he can only spend like $200 a week. But then his girlfriend worked at Dollar General. But yeah, I mean, it's plausible. It is plausible. But see, if that's your life and that's what you're willing to be content with, why are you complaining, motherfucker? And see that I'm glad you put that up, Ted. That's not abnormal. That's not abnormal because there are men that are like that. There are men that are collecting checks. There are men that are living with their mom while having their girlfriend live with them. Hell, there are some men that are living with their woman that is living with a relative. And they'll go in their car and listen to their ear candy hate porn on I should be living like a god or a sultan. But this black woman's holding me. This woman's holding me back. How dare this bitch? Like, hold up, nigga. Ain't nobody tell you to stay on that SSI check. You can get the fuck off if you want to and go to work, bitch. You can stop that line. Ain't nobody tell you to stay on your mama's doggone health insurance and shit. I mean, y'all got an old dude like RBR. That motherfucker, that dude lives in a goddamn 1 or 2 bedroom apartment complaining about the woes of racism. But bitch, you get a check from the goddamn system that you complain about. Shut the fuck up. Like, this is the thing. I shit you not, bro. Like, if I could just get damn checks for you dudes that literally complain about the same system that y'all benefit off of, my God, where would I be right now? And see, people don't like it when BMT be saying that because the truth hurts. The truth hurts. You don't have dudes saying or talk about the good old days back in the day. You know, I used to get bitches and drive a PT Cruiser and all that little shit. They'll tell you all these days that I guess the 90s was the golden era for a lot of niggas. The 90s must have been the golden era for a lot of dudes. I don't know. Maybe goddamn society must have bumped your head up or some shit. Maybe your mommy told you when she'll put you in front of a mirror that, hey, you're going to be somebody. And then after that, you start realizing, like, shit, after high school and maybe junior college, I'm not what I thought I was going to be. Maybe you thought you were living the golden life when you was getting your check in the military and, you know what I'm saying, you know, you could there's this one girl you could be banging on because she would accept, you know, your $200. But after a while, that chick was like, hey, $200 ain't going to cut it. Either you're going to do more or not. Damn, bitch, like, what the fuck? Like, how dare you ask me for more fucking money? And see, what happens is a lot of dudes peaked out long time ago. Let me say that again. A lot of men peaked out long time ago. They couldn't go above KO Kent. They couldn't hit Super Saiyan. They, as far as they could go, was goddamn shit. I made it all the way to the Cybermen, or maybe, you know, that's a Dragon Ball Z reference. They couldn't get any higher. And see, what happens is that pissed off a lot of men. That pissed off a lot of black men. A lot of black men found out, oh shit, I'm only hot in high school. I'm only hot in this county. Outside of this shit, I ain't nothing. I'm not nothing. I'm only hot when I'm at my job or when I'm online. See, this is why a lot of dudes came to YouTube. This is why a lot of these dudes came to YouTube because they found out in holistically in real life, they're nothing more. They're not the shining star. Nobody's looking up to them. Nobody gives a fuck about them. So they feel slighted in a way. They feel slighted. You fucked your first piece of pussy and you might have got lucky and got it pregnant. And you're wondering why. Well, shit, I got it pregnant. What else am I supposed to do? Well, I believe I should have a home if I get pussy. Okay, motherfucker, then go buy a home. Go get you a place. Go take that woman as your own. But see, what happened is shit didn't fall through. And we got to call it shit for what it is. Shit didn't fall through. A lot of men perceive life to be something that it should have been, but it wasn't. And they get pissed off because they'll talk shit, but then when you ask them to back up the shit that they're living in their life, they get mad at that. They do. They get mad at that. You think I haven't had rough days? You think I haven't had days where doggone things didn't go my way? Think I haven't had days where I came up short? I never thought to say, well, maybe I need to. It's because of the women. They got it so much easier. And see, you got to pay attention to that, Ted. You got to pay attention. You got to pay attention to that, Cool Kamasi. When you start hearing, when you start hearing men complain about a system, and they'll say, well, the women got it easy. Well, I'm like, well, shit. What about the woman that she has easy that you want? What do you want to do? Like pee blood? Do you want to push a baby out? What is it that you want to do that the woman does? What is it that she has that? What advantage does she have? Well, she sided with the white man. Well, hold the fuck up, dude. Like, hold on. She sided with the white man. How do you know this? We have the reports. Okay, let me let me break this down. She sided with the white man. Then what? Because the majority of black people deal with black people. Y'all do know that, right? Majority of black people deal with black people. So when y'all say the black woman sided with the white man, then who the fuck did you side with? Because no offense, black man, and this is how you know black. That's how you know a lot of these black dudes on YouTube are stupid. Black man, you got rights the same time white bitches got rights. What the fuck are you talking about? Black man, you got rights the same time the white bitch got rights. What are you talking about? What are we doing? Y'all niggas get so happy and giddy when y'all do a porno with a white woman. What are y'all complaining about? It'll be 12 black dudes in a porno with one white bitch, and they'll swear up and down that they're kings and gods or some shit. Stop it. Stop it. Y'all need to stop. Y'all really need to chill out with that shit, man. I'm always hearing some crazy diatribe of shaming that one joined on with the other with another racial group, and that's why they're living the life that they're living, and that somehow that y'all should, that if they would have stayed with y'all, like you'll hear some other, like, this is some shit about it, and this is crazy. I shit you not. You'll hear them say this: black people had it better during segregation. And I would say, could you please tell me how we had it better during segregation? Could you respectfully tell me how? And then they'll say, well, that's because back then, black men and black women had to depend on each other. And I'll be like, you crazy motherfucker. You do know, like, so you want it to be a forceful? Like, why would I want somebody to fuck with me because they're forced to? Do you know how low down in your life you have to be? That means they don't even really like you. They're just tolerating you. And see, this is why I try to tell y'all, man, a lot of these people are psychologically fucked up. A lot of these people are fucked up. You know, like, and see, the thing about it is this, man. Some people, some people just want to have that of control. I shit you not, man. Some people want just that of control. Well, they can dictate that. It's like some kind of what's that? What was that damn cult? That cult shit that where the men they started their own camp where they had their own camp. What's the shit called, man? They were doing stuff where they could choose who they want to have sex with and all this stuff. And and the thing that's very interesting about this, right, is why are y'all going so hard for that of control? I'm being objectively fair. It's not wrong for a man to want to control his environment. Just like a woman, she said, "Well, I want control too." But if you're not holistically in that position, if you're not in that a position of controlling your own life, can you get mad at other people who are doing things with their life? These bitches are out doing X, Y, and Z, and running amok, and they're being thoughts and hoes and shit. Oh, hold on. So what's stopping you from living your best life? And when you ask the dudes that, what I'm saying, they'll be like, the women don't want to come home. Well, hold up, motherfucker. Do you even have a home to put the woman in? You can't talk no shit about these bitches don't want to come back in the home, but nigga, you don't got no fucking house. You don't got no apartment. How can you talk about you want to put the woman in a home or she needs to be in a home, but nigga, you don't got a home to put her in? And see, a lot of dudes don't like hearing that. You don't have shit. You haven't done shit with your life, and you ain't trying to accumulate anything in your fucking life. Now all of a sudden, you done dried out, and now you're talking about, well, black men, y'all should go, we should get young women. Man, get the fuck out of here. Like, when you hear dudes talking about getting young broads and shit, I question that nigga don't got shit, bro. That nigga don't really got shit going for him, man. And I'm gonna tell you why. And you don't have a lot of people. And honestly, I welcome the smoke. I do. I really do welcome the smoke. See, they want a young naive woman. They want a young naive woman because they know the broad don't know fucking better from goddamn yes or no, or that doesn't make any sense. Like, see, that's they have a problem when all of a sudden the society or the environment around you can question and say you're full of shit. No, I'm not. Why won't you just believe me and take it for what it face value? No, because I know that doesn't work. See, you got a problem when that of the society around you started seeing that, hey, you really don't gotta look that. This is why you hear a lot of men saying, hey, when you get with a woman, don't bring the woman to the US. See, in her playing field, where she's at, and don't worry, understand, don't worry, you got other groups they do this. But I'm particularly looking at it right here. You can't you'll say don't bring the woman to your environment. Okay, then why do you not want to bring the woman to your environment? There was a guy that used to come to my channel. He went and got with a woman from Africa, and when he did that, he brought her over here. He took her from her environment and brought her into an impoverished environment. Let me say it again. He took her from he took her from one environment and then put her into an impoverished environment. And because that, he got mad that she chose the system above him. And you had it where a lot of people were like shaming the woman, saying, why didn't she just depend on the man? Well, hold up. You put her in poverty. My nigga, y'all were sleeping on pallets, eating ramen noodles with bologna, and you're gonna have where some crazy motherfucker say, well, the woman should have trust in the man. Nigga, you just put that broad in a fucking goddamn impoverished position. And see, this is where you know these motherfuckers are crazy as fuck, man. This is why, and I've heard a dude say, it's better for the woman to starve than choose food stamps. Bitch, if y'all don't get on with that crazy shit, I can't. I can't. Like, this is how you know you're hanging with loser ass motherfuckers. Because you can't win. You rather flip the board upside down. Because you can't have your way, nobody should be able to win. I'm telling you, man, like there's no end to this. There's no end to there's no end to the madness. And so you're gonna continuously you're gonna continuously keep seeing the seething repetition of failure. Are there gonna be dudes who are gonna be able to grab chicks with SSI checks while living with their parents? Yes. Yes. Are there gonna be women who are going to um who are going to adopt mentally broken men? Yes. Yes. Y'all gonna see it, man. You're gonna see these chats like these chats after a while they get fucking annoying, man. And people, if y'all don't want to fuck with me, that's cool. But I'm not. But y'all can never say BMT. I was not openly forward about how I feel. You have a lot of fat, obese dudes. You have a lot of malnourished, scrawny dudes. You have a lot of dudes who are going to complain no matter what. All right, y'all. I'm out. Peace.